Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, let me say welcome to the press conference here. As you all know, Saturday night at the O2 Arena here in London, another great night of world-class professional boxing brought to you by Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing. And I'm looking at all these guys behind me and young ladies, and it's really, really an impressive lineup. It's going to be one of those nights that fight fans dream about. A really, really outstanding card. I know sometimes it almost sounds like it's redundant. Yeah, Michael Buffer's up here talking about how great the card is, but just look behind me and you can see how good it's going to be Saturday night. So here to tell us more about it and to present a lot of these people that we've kind of like, their microphone was open and we were listening to them all talking to each other. That was great, good stuff, but I don't know if anybody caught that. So ladies and gentlemen, here's Mr. Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing.
Oh, dear. Didn't see Dale clap, but anyway. Just want to say thank you guys for turning out today. I think really this is the best event from top to bottom we've seen at the O2 Arena, and the people at the top and bottom of these tables just goes to show what a great card this is. Massive opportunities for everybody on this card. It's going to be 15,000 people inside the O2 Arena. It is a very, very special place. So many great fights, so many great nights there. And before I speak to the fighters on the top and bottom of the table, I'm going to pass over to Head of Boxing at Sky Sports, Adam Smith, to say a few words.
I don't always publicly thank Eddie, but I want to for this card. It's absolutely fantastic. I think it's probably the best of 2019. We were up here a little while ago with Regis Prograis and Josh Taylor, and what a phenomenal fight that is. It really is number 1 and 2 in the world, and you just don't get better than that. But then you look at the card, and there's so many 50-50 pick-em fights, undefeated records on the line down there with even Lawrence in the cruiserweight division. You've got fantastic fighters throughout the night, and as far as these ones up here, it's absolutely brilliant. You know, Ricky Burns, we were chatting last night, and I remember when he turned over back in 2001, he looks exactly the same. It's incredible. It's his 52nd fight. Absolutely phenomenal career he's had. 3-weight world champion, first ever for Scotland. He's an absolute credit to the sport. So too is Lee Selby, wonderful fighter, jumping up in weight now. He's moved up. He's done the right thing. He was really struggling, and I think he'll be excellent at this weight. I think it's a perfect matchup, that really is. Two excellent fighters, two ones we really, really respect. And then the big heavyweights. I mean, we were disappointed when Joseph Parker pulled out, and we talked, Eddie and I, about a number of fighters, and there was one name that I wanted, and that was David Price. I think David Price came back to us, didn't he, with David Allen. It was a fantastic night for him. I thought he boxed beautifully that night, and you know, I think he's needed that performance for a long time. I know his camp are really confident. I know he's been training hard, and I'm surprised that he's never met Derek in the ring before, and now we get it. Derek CHISORA, who has entertained us royally in and out of the ring, and what have we got left? It's a fantastically interesting fight, that Price and CHISORA on top of a wonderful card. And then, of course, we've got Prograis and Taylor. So, yep, for once, Eddie, in public, thank you very much.
Oh, cheers, mate. Thank you. We're going to start down the bottom with a couple of fighters starting their journey. And Shannon has experienced it before, but Austin Ammo Williams hasn't. Part of the Regis Prograis team that will let you off on this occasion. And a great opportunity for you, Ammo. 3-0 now, 3 first-round knockouts. You've been here the same amount of time as Regis, enjoying London. Great experience for you so far, and looking forward to Saturday night.
Hi, everybody. How y'all doing? First off, I want to say thank you to the UK so much for the love and acceptance that I've got here, and the treatment that I've received. Eddie, as you know, I've been on a private jet for the first time, had a great time out there and up there, and went to Newcastle. I also got to see the spirit and the culture of the fighting over here, and I really want to be a fighter who can headline a fight, you know, someday in the UK, because it was electric. The atmosphere was electric. The people were respectful to the fighters. I mean, everybody received love. The winner got the same love as the losers, and I mean, it was just a beautiful experience for me. So for me to be able to, you know, be on this platform at the O2 and my 4th fight is such a blessing for me. And I want to thank my team. I want to thank Matchroom, The Zone, My management company, I want to thank them so much. Pete Berg, Sam Katkowski, everybody just sets up some amazing opportunities for me. So thank you to everybody. Thank you to the whole country. Thank you to Eddie. And I'm ready to put on a show on Saturday night.
Thank you, Amo. Make sure you witness Austin Amo Williams in action. One of the top US amateurs coming through, turned pro, 3 wins, 3 first-round knockouts, electric talent. Shannon, welcome back. You have boxed at the O2 before, your 4th fight as well, and a quick start for you for the pro career, great card for you to be on, and great support gathering now for your career.
Yeah, this was a bill that I wanted to be on for a while. I wasn't sure if I was going to get onto it, and obviously we found out 2 weeks ago that I'm on there. I'm a live float, which means there's a chance I could get a really good TV slot, which I'm excited about. And yeah, I'm buzzing to be back at the O2. Last time I boxed there, it was a great atmosphere, and I think it's one of the best cards so far this year, so I'm really, really excited to be there.
Thank you, Shannon. Conor Benn, I think widely regarded as one of the top young fighters in the country right now, already found himself in the top 15 of the WBA 147-pound rankings as a replacement opponent, but a very, very good one in Steve Jamoy, just coming off a big win against a 17-0 prospect who many regarded as a top young talent coming through. He gets a chance to take on another great young prospect now in Conor Benn. Conor, welcome. Talking of the O2, it's probably like home for you, but good to be back and a solid test for you on Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that O2 is starting to feel like home, but the O2 is home for me. I mean, yeah, my debut here, I won my WBA title here. And, reception I get here at the O2 is crazy. I mean, it's, it's a blessing to be on such a big show. I mean, this is the show for me of the year. And, I plan on showing everyone this fight again, what I'm made of. Each fight's been something different. My fight before my last, I boxed. My last fight was a little bit rocky, fancied it, and I got him out of there. And if this guy comes for it, he's gonna get banged out too. So it really don't bother me. If he wants to box on the back foot, I'll take it to him. So at the end of the day, I'm a fighter through and through, and I fight with my heart on my sleeve. And you know what to expect when I jump in them ropes in them ring.
One thing that's unique for you in this camp is obviously you're in camp with your old man, which has been. Definitely one that you haven't seen many times over the years in boxing. What's that experience been like, and obviously spurring each other on for your upcoming fights?
I mean, it's crazy. He's just mad, isn't he? Like, he really is. Like, but I see so many similarities in us too. Like I said the other day, like I was looking for the remote for ages, and I was like, "Where's the remote? Where's the remote?" Having a go at everybody, and it's in my back pocket. And I remember my dad used to do that, and I think, oh, mate, what's the matter with you? Like, the remote's in your back pocket. And, I see so many similarities, but, one thing I do pray is that, God gives me that power, that he had, the ability to hit a man clean and he ain't getting up. And, we'll see. I mean, I'm only 23, and if God's given me that, I'll be well happy with him.
Thanks, Con. Look forward to Ben against Jamoy, WBA International Welterweight Championship on Saturday night. One card that I think is just a brilliant fight is the European Cruiserweight fight between Lawrence Okolie and the champion Ngabu. I think this is a massive opportunity for Lawrence Okolie, someone that's moving so quickly in the professional ranks. Already ranked number 2 with the WBA, British Commonwealth WBA International Champion. Lawrence, we're going to start with you as a challenger, which is quite unique in recent times, and by far the toughest test of your career so far, and looking forward to attempting to become European champion on Saturday night.
Yes. Everyone, thank you for being here. I would first of all say it's not my first time boxing a champion. I beat Commonwealth champion to become Commonwealth champ, same with the British, so it's just going to be continuing in that same form, European champion. I've dealt with people who go to sleep every night thinking that this is their time, they're the champion, that there's no way that this guy's going to beat them, and then it's always ended up the exact same way, which is me walking away with the victory. So I really do look forward to it. I'm happy that Yves here, he's taken the fight, do you know what I mean? He said that he wanted it before, and on the weekend it's here, so we'll see what's good.
Obviously, now had a couple of fights or to mould with Shane McGuigan or enough time now. Been getting in some good work, look great in the footage we've seen of you so far, and expecting an explosive performance on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. I'm expecting a very, complete performance from myself, because I feel like my opponent is very, versatile. He can come forward, he can go on the back foot. He's solid, so when he lands shots, he'll be able to take them well. So I feel like I have to show different layers at different points of the fight as long as it goes on for. So I look forward to it.
Yves, great camp you've had up with Dominic Ingle in Sheffield. Big opportunity for you on a big stage to really get your name out there in the cruiserweight division, and obviously going in there defending your belt with pride on Saturday night.
This is what I wanted when I came here to the UK. I wanted to fight the #1 in the UK, and this is what I got. I'm gonna have the chance to show to the world what I can do, and I'm more than ready for it. 2 days to go now.
Obviously, you have a lot of professional experience. Lawrence, not many fights as a pro, but moved very quickly. You see this as the toughest test of your career on Saturday night?
Well, I don't know. This is something we're going to see in 2 days. I wanted to move to the world level after my last fight. But this is now the things that I have to do. I have to show me to the world. And now I'm going to have the chance to do that. And in 2 days, we will see.
Thank you. Yves Ngabu against Lawrence Okolie, European Cruiserweight Championship. This next fight's got everybody talking. Two of the greatest ambassadors of the sport for UK boxing for a long, long time. Ricky Burns against Lee Selby. I think this is a brilliant fight. Two great guys, two great fighters. Of course, Lee Selby, former world featherweight champion. Ricky Burns, 3-weight world champion. Lee, going to start with you. The O2, been good to you. Many great wins here. Of course, you captured the world title here as well. This is a fight that everybody's talking about. Must win for both guys. You had a good camp. I bet it's much easier for you at 135 than it was at 126. Feeling ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. But back at the O2, I've boxed at the O2 more than any other venue in my career. I won the Lonsdale belt out right there. Won and defended the world title. So I've got great memories there. We started sparring quite a while back out in Los Angeles. And whilst I was out there, the date of the fight was put back. So I took a week away with my family and the kids. Got back to work. We've been up in Newcastle sparring with Lewis Whitson, and then he come down and did a week down in Bristol. So everything's gone good, and I'm looking forward to Saturday night.
Obviously, you've shared the ring before in sparring. You know about Ricky Burns, his work rate, obviously his ability as well. Expecting a high-pace fight at the O2 Arena.
I'm expecting an extremely tough fight. Ricky Burns is very experienced. He's a good boxer. You can't get a tougher man. You've seen him box a full fight with a broken jaw. He's an extremely tough man, very durable, very skilled, and I'm expecting a tough fight.
For you, do you feel this is must-win for your career? Certainly, I think Ricky Burns acknowledges that as well. But at this stage, obviously, you want to get back challenging for world titles at lightweight. This is a must-win fight for Lee Selby.
Well, realistically, for both of us, if we intend on challenging for world titles again, we have to win this fight. The loser, it's going to be difficult for the loser to come back and box at this level again. But I think it'd be more difficult for Ricky Burns to come back as he's a little bit older than I am. But again, if I lost this fight, it will be a challenge to get back in title contention.
Thank you, Lee. Ricky, call you the Benjamin Button of boxing. You seem to be getting younger as the years go on. You seem to be training harder as the years go on. Still caning all the boys in the gym, beating all their times. And this is what you love. This is what you love to do, the big fights, the big occasions. And this has been a fight for a long time that you can really get your teeth into.
I know, Joe, I'm just so happy. We're just a couple of days away now. These are the big nights like this, especially at the O2. I've never boxed here before, but I'm so looking forward to it. These are the big shows that I've always said that I love to be involved in. We know that we've got a tough fight here against Lee, but preparation and that's went well. Everything's going to plan for this fight, and we're confident in getting out here and getting the win.
Obviously, you boxed at 140, you won a world championship there. You're coming back to 135, which you have done for the last 3 fights. He's coming up from featherweight. Do you expect your size and your strength and your work rate to be a factor in this fight?
I'm not really going to look into that too much. I can always remember back when we did spar, I couldn't believe the size of him for a featherweight. I kept saying to him, how do you do it? And he kept saying, make it easy, but that's just a boxer, they'll tell you to make the weight easy. But I'm not going to look into it that much. I know what I need to do. We know what to expect. So like I said, all the preparations went well, and we're just looking forward to getting out and putting on a show.
Can't wait for it. Burns against Selby. Expect a 12-round thriller at the O2 on Saturday night. Now we move to the main event, a fight that everybody's talking about. You know, this boxing game is crazy in that with 4 weeks to go, 3.5 weeks to go, you've got a guy who gets a spider bite or whatever happens, and all of a sudden, Derek Chisora needs a new opponent. And before I speak to both guys, David Price, I expect a nice conversation with. Derek, I'm not too sure, but I just want to bring in David Hay. I have to say, I know we've had our spats over the past, but thank you for your work on this. Thank you for the way you acted with speed, with Derek, to make this fight. Of course, thank you for David Price as well, who stepped in to look at this opportunity. But David, a chat about the fight itself, about your charge as well, and the ever-changing landscape of professional boxing.
Yeah, we've, you know, when news broke that Parker unfortunately would be unable to get in the ring due to a snake bite, or was it a spider bite? You know, I thought, damn, you know, this is going to be difficult to get an opponent which will get Derek Chisora up in the morning. You know, Derek needs someone on the opposite side of the opposite side of the ring who brings out the best in him. If the opponent would have been under par, Derek may have swerved a few sessions here and there, or maybe have eaten something he shouldn't have been eating. But you know, David Price is a weapon. He's just, look at the size of him. I've sparred with him probably 100 rounds over the years, and I know firsthand that there's genuine world-class power. And I'm not exaggerating. I'd say David Price is the second hardest person I've been hit by behind Deontay Wilder. You know, and that's with, you know, 18-ounce gloves on with a head guard. You know, so I know, I've relayed this to Derek as well. David Price is no joke. And there's one thing taking a fight against someone on shortish notice. He was at 4 weeks he had, you know, but he was already in preparation for a fight in November, so he was in training. And when a fighter has nothing to lose, they're very dangerous. You know, many people sort of heard when Gerald Miller wasn't able to fight and Andrew Ruiz Jr. popped up. Everyone's like, he's only had a 4 or 5 weeks notice. Look at the state of him. He's not going to bring nothing to the table. We saw what happened there. You cannot underestimate any heavyweight. And fortunately, Derek hasn't underestimated the change of opponent, and he's pushed it in the gym. Ruben Tabares and all the guys at London Shoot Fighters have made sure that he's 12-round fit. And it's not just 12 rounds of plodding through. He's going to set a pace from the first round. There's no secret what he's going to do. He's going to use his fitness. He's going to use his just newfound fitness that he has, head work, body work. He's going to really bring it, and the fans are in for an absolute cracker. So I know David, when the heat's on, he lets his hands go. He knows, you know, he wants a 12-round fight. He wants a 12-round boxing match, keeping it long. We can't allow this fight to become a long-range boxing match with someone who's an Olympic bronze medalist, someone who's got probably 6 or 7 inches in arm length on Derek Chisora. So Derek Chisora needs to close that pace, close that range, and put the heat on from the very first bell, which, as I said, just keeps everybody on the edge of their seats. And this fight is going to be an absolute barnstorm. And both fighters know if they win this fight, Chisora and Price, if they know there's the world's their oyster, the heavyweight division is flourishing like no other time. And you know, I saw an interview. We was talking about Usyk. He's coming to that heavyweight division now. The WBO title may be out there bouncing around. So the winner of this fight it's not beyond the realms of possibility that the winner of this fight could challenge for one of the world title belts. And you know, to have said that a year ago, that, you know, the winner of Derek Chisora and David Price could be challenged for a world title, I'm sure people would have put a lot of money on that not being the case, but here we are, and it's looking very, very likely. And regardless of the future, this fight on Saturday night is going to be an absolute barnstormer, so do not blink.
Thank you, David. Going to go to David Price. David, I bumped into you in Ibiza. This was after the Dave Allen fight, and you said to me, you know, I think I'm just going to come back now and get a relatively straightforward win. But 2 weeks before that, you said, just get me the biggest fight that you possibly can. And we planned for a fight on November 23rd in Liverpool. All of a sudden, the phone call came, And after a couple of days of negotiation, it was one that you couldn't turn down. You fancy it. And what a massive opportunity, as David said, for one of you guys to move forward and challenge for the World Heavyweight title.
Unbelievable. Just to echo what David said then, if someone would have told me I've got a text message off you 18 months ago through my management offering me this fight, and I'll show you it after the fight because it makes me smile how far it's come since then.
What, in terms of the money?
Yeah, and look, Derek Chisora has always been a fight that when it was coming through, it was like, it's a fight we could do without, you know, when I was unbeaten and everything else, because Derek's a bruiser. Derek, you know, made no secret my admiration and my respect for Derek, but at this stage in my career, it's a no-brainer because the opportunity and the upside to it, the way I'm feeling, emotionally, physically, mentally, it's come at a perfect time for me, and it's just gonna go off on Saturday night, like David A said. I'm not the type of fighter who's gonna be on the back foot boxing trying to keep Derek Chisora off me long. I'm gonna have to fight fire with fire because he will get close to me and he will let his hands go, and the only way I can retaliate to that is to let my hands go. So it's just gonna make for an exciting fight.
I think Adam Smith put a great point forward. How you two never fought each other back in the day was quite amazing, but obviously now you get a chance to do it.
You know what that is? That is a ship going to a slaughterhouse. I want to kill this guy. I'm going to murder this guy. I will swear down. Listen, I don't need to sell anything. You're not in my league. You understand? That is you right there. I'm going to duck you down. You don't understand.
See, I know Derek needs this to get himself up for the fight, so that's sound, because the last thing Derek needs is to be shaking my hands, and because we do like each other. And you know, when it's cool, look,
respect, you know what?
That's
you
fine.
Like the man, but this is his business.
This is business, yeah, 100%. 100%.
I do like the man. He's a good guy. You know, when you wanted to retire, don't retire, keep going. You never know what God's going to give you in front. But this is his business. And I can guarantee you, come on Saturday, when we roll in our ring, I'm coming to seek and destroy.
That's fine. That's fine. But you will walk on someone in the process, Derek.
I cannot hear you.
You will walk in someone in the process of the seek and destroy. And look, it's going to be a great fight.
I am happy to walk into one of them, but I'm happy to deliver loads of them. So,
yeah. Okay.
You know, it is what it is. But I am ready. You know. It's nothing phases me, you know. I've boxed, I've not been knocked out, but I can guarantee you, I am ready for whatever you have. You understand?
Okay.
Whatever you got, I got triple than you got. You understand? I am ready. You know, nothing phases me. I'm gassed. I'm pumped. You know, I'm loving life. You know, life is great to me. God is great. So all I'm saying to you is just be ready when I roll in. That's all I'm saying.
Understood.
I didn't get that. What you say?
I said understood. Understood.
Good man.
Just Del Boy, just a quick one on that change of opponent. Obviously, there was a little bit of beef with Parker going in. How was that period of that probably 4 or 5 days in the change of opponent?
Now, you know what? When me and Nicole went to Vegas for the Gloves Are Off, when we left there, I was like, in my head, I was like, this guy's definitely going to pull out. You know, I go back to LA, I was sitting in the hotel, I was like, he's pulling out 100%. But I didn't say that to anybody because I knew already, I saw the fear in his eyes, you know, and then I come up with an excuse, he's going to be by a spider, so he hasn't been training, his blood has got poison in there. I was like, you know, in America, if you get bit by a spider, they give you medication, don't they? You know, and why I said in the Gloves Are Off, I told him, you're not hungry anymore, you don't want to fight anymore, you just want to be in there for the show. You know, you're training in Vegas, you don't want to train, you don't want to train, you don't want to fight. So I knew he was going to pull out, and I think I finished sparring, was it 10 rounds afterwards? Yeah. You know, that's when I realized, for 1 second, for a split second, I didn't like him because he let me spar big rounds knowing that my fight's been cancelled. I come back, and then Nico's like, oh, I was like, I'm going now. Nico's like, oh, you have to, David, you have to get Derek. And David was like, for what? He goes, for that thing. I was like, what thing? Oh. And he was like, oh, Joseph Parker pulled out. I was like, what? I was like, so you let me spar all those rounds knowing that the guys pulled out? He goes, I just wanted to see what you could do. I was like, ah, then cool. So and he said, there's a list of names we're sorting out. I was like, ah, then cool, whatever, I'm going home. That was it.
People talk about the power of David Price. Obviously, you're hugely experienced. You have to be wary of that, but at the same time, you've got to make David Price work. What's the tactics?
Listen, everybody's got power in the boxing game. You know, everybody's got power. It's not about where it's about he has to be aware of what I can do too. So, you know, we're gonna come. We're gonna bring war. There's only one way we know how to fight, and that's war. I can't box. I know how to fight, so I'm gonna fight.
No chance of this fight going the distance?
And there's no chance of me boxing, you know, boxing on the back foot, hitting the jab. Nah, there's no chance of that. there's no chance of that. It's just straight round, go, bing, bing, bombs away.
You win this fight by knockout?
He's getting loaded. He's getting knocked out, yeah.
Dave, no distance, no points this time around at the O2.
Who knows what's going to happen? Look, boxing's a funny game, and if I concentrate on what I'm planning to do on Saturday night, I'm expecting it to be a long fight and a painful fight for Derek, to be honest, because the punch accuracy that I carry is going to be the telling point. But I'm expecting a knockout win for myself.
Cheers, guys, and appreciate the backwards and forwards. One thing I would like to say is I have a huge amount of respect for both of you. You've taken this fight, you've taken the challenges, and O2 on Saturday night, you're going to see a night you will never forget. We're going to have head-to-heads down here with everyone who's paired up, and everyone's available for a media. The weigh-in tomorrow, 1 p.m. Canary Wolf. We'll see you for a great show on Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you. Mike, can you give this to